somos peritos em criar adolescentes criminais.
Hola YouTube, my name is Ricardo, Lino, and I'm a wheel addict. Today I'm going to teach you how to do a backslide on inline skates. For you to do backslides, you need to be comfortable with royale grinds. For those of you who don't know, a royale grind is when your back foot have 2 points of contact with the grinding surface, which would be something like this. Would be the back foot, would be bent a little bit, then the boot and the frame of this foot would be touching and you'll be sliding this way. This, what I just showed you now, this one, it's a royale. If you want to learn a backslide, you need to master this one in order to learn a backslide, because a backslide is basically the same foot, but this foot is going in the air. See? Right now you're sliding just one foot and this foot goes in the air. Like I told you before, super important that on your backslide foot, this one, moving my fingers, this one, you have the boot and the frame touching.
Barreiras. Cabe-nos a nós ultrapassar esses obstáculos para encontrar a verdadeira felicidade.
Something that you should know is the lower your frame is, the lower the grinding block is, the less you need to bend your foot. Obvious, right? So if you have a super high frame, something like a power blading, or even like, I'm going to give you an easy example in 2017. A lot of people know the USD AM skates. If you have the USD AM72, the frame is taller than the USD AM60, which means with the USD AM72, you would need to bend your foot more. For some people it would be harder, but some other people think once you lock it with a higher frame, ends up being easier. I think it depends on you. Not everyone feels the same about skates. Also, if you use a freestyle frame or like anti-rocker, which means that you have more space in the middle. Freestyle is when you usually skate with 2 wheels only, no wheels in the middle. Anti-rocker is when you use smaller wheels in the middle. If you use any of these setups, usually it's easier than grinding on a flat setup if you use 4 wheels the same size. Why? Because you have more margin of error. You have more space to grind and it's harder for you to get stuck. Also, if you're gonna grind on a ledge, if you have smaller wheels, it will make it easier. But now let's start with the grind. You know that you need to royale. The trick that I'm going to be teaching you today, it's a front side backslide. To do a front side backslide, it's easier if you usually come out backwards. In other words, fake it. If you try to do the grind and come out forward, it's usually harder. It's kind of trendy right now to do backslides to forward, but like I told you before, it's usually a little bit harder. Why? Well, when I do a backslide, my back foot, the one that has the boot touching, most of the times I spin it a little bit, kind of like if I was going on an alley-oop fish ray. For me, this makes it easier to balance, but again, that depends, and not everyone feels the same, not everyone feels the same about skates, not everyone feels the same about their bodies. So, again, like I told you, you need to have 2 points touching. To bend this foot, what do I need to do? You need to know if you have your feet pointing forward, and if you spin your backslide foot with your toes inside and bend your knees, that will make you go in the backslide position, like I'm gonna show you now. Yeah. Once the boot is touching, yes, you can trust on the boot to hold the grind, but if the boot is not touching, if you don't commit enough, that's when the trick gets dangerous. So yes, you need to hold it and trust on the boot. Something that will make the trick a little bit harder, but also in my opinion will make it look better, it's when you grab it. If you grind your backslide foot with this one, and if you use the other end to grab the foot in front, will make it look a lot better, in my opinion, but it's also a lot harder. If you want to grab your front foot, you need to keep the same position with your backslide foot, but the other one, you need to pull the knee into your shoulder. Will come to your shoulder, and then you'll be a lot closer to grab it.
O raciocínio de um assassino, sempre em busca de patrocínio, à procura de um combate. Não é pugilismo, nem verbalismo, não consumismo. Transformou o rap hoje em dia num autêntico disparate. Para que matar, crucificar por mais.
Okay, I think that was it. Now, of course, you can do it on a coping, you can do it on a rail, you can do it on a ledge. It's up to you. In my opinion, it's usually easier if you do it on a rail. But some people don't feel that comfortable with it. So I would say you can try it on a ledge, but somehow, in my opinion, it's harder. So it would be easier to do it on a rail. Then I would say maybe a coping, like a mini ramp or a quarter pipe. But if you do it on a coping or a quarter pipe, you really need to lean into the transition.
Mais somos peritos em criar adolescentes.
And third would be a ledge. So go out, try it, and let me know how it goes. I hope this helped you somehow, and I hope to see you backsliding around. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Cheers!
Vou viver até quando eu